Everyone that's just joining us, y'all. Starting y'all off with some good vibes, good music this morning, y'all. Monday morning, May 10th, the day after Mother's Day, y'all. I hope everybody's Mother's Day side. They hope y'all had a great Mother's Day. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. We have a great show coming up this morning, y'all. Like it or not.
It's all a bluff. It's all a bluff. It's all a bluff. It said you never thought I was good enough, but I called you Ace, your kingdom.
And do me a hey, Bubba, Bubba, drop the music a little bit real quick so I can talk to the audience. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, there we go. So good morning to everybody in the different chat rooms across Facebook. We're doing something new this morning, so we're having a little technical difficulties. And if you're on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, just stay there. You're good to go. Nothing wrong with you. If you're on YouTube, I am about to drop a link to the correct YouTube. We have two different YouTube channels that are running right now. Don't worry about it. I'll explain it to you another time. I just need you to do this. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. If you see this link, that means you need to click on the link and go to the right stream. All right. So if you don't see the link, that means you're in the right place. All right. There we go. Thank you, David. So go to the right stream and we'll see you over there. James Bubba Williams, keep doing what you're doing. We're going to end the incorrect stream. If you see a link from me in the chat room, that means you're in the wrong chat. We need you to go to the one in there. All right. So let's do it. James is back in your hands. We'll get started momentarily here. Like it or not, coming up.
All right, make sure y'all, if you are in the wrong chat, make sure you click that link that just sent from the Benjamin Dixon Show. If you are in the wrong chat, we just dropped the link to the right one, all right? Make sure that you click that link and you'll get to see me still. Yay! Ooh, it only 12 seconds left on the song.
It's all a bluff.
Lateef, Brother Bryce, good morning, y'all.
But she look good. You ain't gotta stand in the mirror with your makeup on, cause you know that take way too long.
Mara, that's right. If you don't see the link in the chat that you're in right now, that means that you are good to go. Melanie, good morning, Melody. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Take too long, yeah. You want it right now.
Nick, good morning. Torches and pitchforks, yes, you are in the right place, sir. Good morning.
Don't keep it away. Girl, it's been too long. You know what I've been craving. Girl, I'm tryna taste it. You know what I like. Don't to get freaky in the night. When she hit the room, you know it's on sight. And she all of my type. And you know I don't like to wait, no. But she look good. You ain't gotta stand in the mirror with your makeup on, cause you know that takes
Savage, sweetheart. Yes, girl, you know you in the right place, girl. You better stop playing. Good morning, y'all.
You want it right now.
Mark S, Melanie Dennis, good morning, good morning.
You want it right now.
Chuck D-Soul, good morning, brother. Don't twirl too much and break nothing in the house, all right?
Pull up, girl, I know you got a member, he can stay at home.
Suzanne McNeil, welcome to the Like It or Not show. You will not be disappointed. Stay tuned because we got the show coming up. We just giving y'all some good Monday morning vibes, y'all. It's Monday, but we ain't gonna make this the most unorthodox Monday you have ever had. It's not gonna be like the regular Mondays, all right, y'all? Like It or Not show, let's get it. Your boy DJ Exclusive, let's go.
You ain't gotta stand in the mirror with your makeup on, cause you know that take way too long. I just want that.
Do the 9, good morning. Moon me. I got there, go Moon me. DJ MG Nikos, what's up, brother? Good morning, good morning. Shout out New Jersey in the building.
Tryna play me, telling me I'm crazy, tryna prove me wrong.
Hey Nicole, good morning.
And that I'm right, why you tryna wreck me? Always wanna check me.
Sherry Schubert, I appreciate that.
Me out in front of friends.
Careful where you tread before this ends. You love me and I love you, but butting heads is what we do. Bullheaded, stubborn, wild, crazy lovers. You love me and I love you. Why can't we just match the two? Why we get so mean? Light the match, I'm kerosene. We're fire. Oh, baby, we're fire. Feed the flame.
Alicia, good morning. I love you too, Alicia.
Fire.
Good morning, everyone. Come on in. Get situated, get settled. We're going to get the show started shortly here, y'all.
But in heads is what we do. Bullheaded, stubborn, wild, crazy lovers. You love me and I love you. Why can't we just match the two? Why we get so mean? Light the match, I'm kerosene.
Mama Gwen, yes, ma'am. You are good, mama. Shut out Sensation, good morning.
Why you tryna play me? Telling me I'm crazy. Sitting on the other side of me. Always crossing.
Here we go, y'all. It's the Like It or Not show.
Why won't you just trust me?
Let's go. Oh, man, that's it. It's about to go down.
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning again, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning and welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth and not care who doesn't like it. It is Monday, May 10th, 2021. James Bubba Williams, DJ Exclusive. How are you this morning, man?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. I cannot complain. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing really good, man. I'll tell you in the audience about that in a minute, why I'm feeling so good this morning. But you already know. Shout out to everyone in all the chat rooms. Thank you for your patience this morning as we were juggling links. We're doing something new this morning, and it caused a little technical difficulty on our end, but we are all here now. Shout out to everybody on YouTube who had to make the transition from one stream to the other. And special good morning to everyone who is watching us on the official Like It or Not page. Right now that is for members only. We probably very likely may just do a special gift to everyone for the after party. Normally we do the after party just for members, but I'm thinking today, James, because we want everyone to start going over to the Like It or Not channel and subscribe there, because Like It or Not is its own thing. It is its own thing that goes above and beyond Benjamin Dixon Show channel. And so we are birthing and giving birth to the Like It or Not channel. And so good morning to everybody over there. That said, we got a lot of news and politics. Before we go into it, Rebecca Azor will be with us momentarily. We had, again, the weather. Listen, man, I love Atlanta. I do believe I'm going to be living here for the rest of my life, right? I don't think I want to move anywhere else. I've moved around so much. But y'all storms are wild here. I woke up at 2:00 in the morning and all hell was breaking loose. I mean, thunder and lightning. And I'm like, I need to go get my kids or something. But her internet was knocked out this morning and due to those storms. So she'll be joining us momentarily. That said, James, when I woke up with the storm this morning, I finally got my email saying that I'm in the clear. I had a little scare last week in terms of potential exposure to COVID, and so I had been quarantining for the past week on in this back room by myself, and my kids trying to come in, and I'm having to yell at them to stay away from the door, just trying to be sure to be safe because the pandemic is not over. And people are still getting sick and people are still dying from COVID-19. And so when I woke up from the storms this morning, I got my email. James, you've taken one of those tests before, right?
Yeah. Yes. Now,
man,
ask you, Ben, did they do the one that gives you the self swab where they tell you go partially up your nose and swirl around, or did they give you one that go to your brain?
Both are the same to me, because what they said, they gave me a swab that's about yay long. If you're looking, I would say that's about 6 inches, 7 inches long. And she said, put it halfway up my nose. And brother, I was like, I'm in there just trying. I'm like, I didn't even know something could go that far up my nose. That's all I know. And so
they
I'm
had
sitting
you
there.
do the deep boy. Yeah, that's
Bruh,
terrible. I ain't never had to do that, but I'm so thankful.
I had tears running down my eye, not from pain, but just from like the natural reaction, right? The natural reaction is it triggers your tear ducts. And man, I'm just sitting there looking like I'm crying bloody murder over there. And I just gave up. I said, let's take it. I can't do it no more. But anyway, so I'm not going anywhere for the rest of the pandemic. I tell you that if you thought I was a hermit before all this, if the price for me leaving the house now I get the second, because I haven't had the second shot yet, and I get the second shot coming up this Friday. So we'll be a little more comfortable, a little more relaxed. But we're also going to be careful because we have kids, and just because you have the vaccine and you're fully vaccinated doesn't mean that you can't catch it. And we have some of those updates this morning. It really means that even if you do catch it, that it reduces the impact, and it is not nearly as severe, but that doesn't mean you can't transmit it. So there's a lot of nuances with this in terms of what you can and cannot do. And that's one of the things that we want to go over this morning, because we want to make sure that everyone is getting as good information as they possibly can. That said, let's start with some news. How you feeling? You ready to go?
Yes, sir, man. Let's get it, man. I'm just glad everything came back not positive. Came out negative, bro.
that negative, yeah. That's negative. Always negative. Tricky out here, bro. That's tricky out here in these streets. Negative. It's tricky out there. Everything came out all right. Yeah, everything was negative. Like, yeah, no, that's a good thing. Yeah, so,
that's a good thing, right?
That's the answer that you want. The positive. The positive outcome is a negative result. Anyway, yes. Anybody who's been living understands exactly. Anyway, let's talk. On Friday, for the first time, the CDC acknowledged that people can get infected from COVID-19 due to inhaling tiny particles of the virus. In other words, the virus is airborne. Previously, the CDC's position was that most infections were acquired through, quote, close contact and not airborne transmission. This new guidance confirms that the airborne virus can be inhaled even when one is more than 6 feet away from an infected individual and is the primary source for transmission. Now, this comes 1 year after the pandemic began in earnest. This updated guidance recommends improving ventilation and airflow in buildings in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Regarding vaccines, yesterday, Vermont and Massachusetts became the first two states to surpass 60% of the population that has at least one vaccination dose. Once you have been vaccinated, according to the information, many are unsure about what they can start doing. I want us to take a look at what former FDA commissioner said on Face the Nation just yesterday.
So is it fair to interpret what you're saying is that if I've been vaccinated twice, even if I'm in an elderly population, that essentially the risk for me, I shouldn't think about it as a new thing, but I should think about it basically the way it would be with the regular old flu, that where we are now is comparable to something we know before in terms of the kinds of risks we would take when we operated in regular life?
Look, I think that's right. People get uncomfortable when you start comparing the rate of death and the risk of COVID to flu because of some of the comparisons that have been made in the past. But I think for most consumers who need something to anchor against, I think that's a fair assessment that if you're fully vaccinated against COVID with one of the Western vaccines, your risk of having a bad outcome from COVID is about comparable to flu and maybe less because the vaccines for COVID are more effective than the vaccines for flu. So I think that's a reasonable way for the average consumer to anchor their thinking about COVID right now. Again, the only residual concern I think a fully vaccinated person should have is, are they themselves immunocompromised? I mean, if you have a chronic disease that makes you more vulnerable, you'll know that, and the vaccines won't be as effective for you. And are you going to be around people who are immunocompromised? And there you want to be more careful. That's where I would still exercise some caution. But outside of those circumstances, I think we can get back to doing normal things right now against the backdrop of a summer when prevalence is going to decline very quickly. I talked in the outset about 10 cases per 100,000 or 5 cases per 100,000. We're dropping about 1 point every 2 or 3 days. So by the end of the next 2 weeks, most of the country is going to be around 5 or maybe a little bit more. It's going to be quite low, the prevalence.
So essentially, the vaccine make it so that even if you catch COVID-19, you will not have a severe case where you'll be at risk or of disability or death, but instead it will be like having the flu, which still is bad if anybody's actually had the flu, but it doesn't kill nearly as many people as COVID-19 has killed in the past year, James. So this is good news, but I think one of the things is that we just need to make sure everybody has accurate information, because I know I'm a little extra, and we're going to take a quick break so we can bring Rebecca into the conversation, because I know she wants to say some stuff about my extraness, and that's fine, right? But I'm like, okay, James, I can help you understand this perfectly. With regard to how I'm handling this, and actually, I'm gonna hold this comparison until Rebecca gets back, because I don't want to go too long on it, because I know you'll chime in heavy on this, because it deals with it deals with a movie that I know we both love to hate. That said, we have to be careful, because it could be that you got vaccinated and then you transmit it to somebody that you love. And just because you didn't get sick doesn't mean that you don't have the capacity to transmit it to that other person. This doesn't mean that a fully vaccinated person doesn't has to go out and in a full hazmat suit and be as cautious as I'm normally cautious. But at the same time, if you don't have the right information, it's very possible for you to be that outlier, that one person, that 10 people, that 100 people out of a million, where you inadvertently passed it to someone else, even though you have been vaccinated. And so that's one of the reasons,
Yes.
Even after this coming Friday, when we're vaccinated, me and my wife, we're still going to lay low until we get the kids vaccinated, because we're not going to risk them getting it. Because if you've been around Atlanta, if you've been around Georgia, and then quite frankly, around the country, a lot of people still are not taking this seriously to the extent where they're protecting themselves. So going out is not necessarily in the best interest if everyone in your household has not been vaccinated. If you got a fully vaccinated household, then it sounds like you can get back to some real normalcy. So we have a lot more updates on that. We're going to take a real quick break, bring Rebecca into the conversation, more likely than not, right after this.
Good morning again, everyone. While we got some time, we're going to go ahead and welcome our new Patreon subscribers, y'all. You too can become a member of the Patreon. Patreon.com/likeItOrNot. Patreon.com/likeItOrNot, y'all. Let's get into these names. Our new patrons for Monday, we have Quo V, Jonathan, Keisha, Speedo McGee, Martha, Natalie S, Heather L, welcome, Black Dragon, Tracy J, Mark from Australia, welcome Mark, all right Mark, Jen W, and I hear Rebecca, Angie Bay 501. I sound like a sports announcer. Already get ready to rumble. No. Right. We have Angie Bay 501, our new Twitch subscribers. We have Trez is in Tennessee. Trev is in TN. Tosh Strong subscribed for 3 months in advance. And Jay Putnam subscribed for 5 months in advance. So welcome again, y'all, to the fold. If you too can become a Patreon member and support the show, y'all, and keep this thing going on, patreon.com/likeItOrNot, patreon.com/likeItOrNot, y'all. Let's get into this Rebel Day. When I get you back, oh yeah.
Oh, when I get you back, oh yeah.
And shout out to Susan Bradley for her super chat. She says, you need to snort beer out of your nose a few times, Ben, then you'll get the hang of it. That is what the COVID test is like taking. Yes, it is.
Oh, when I get you back, oh yeah. I promise.
Shout out to the Nats in the building. Nick, I see you. Brother Goku, good morning.
To you and me, there's no one else I'd rather be with. When I get you back,
Black Dragon, hell yes. Thank you so much for joining.
When I get you back, oh yeah.
And shout Shout out to the mamas that are here, y'all. If you missed Mother's Day yesterday, mothers, this is for you.
Hard worker, curse you but won't hurt you. Respecting good manners will get you a lot further. The things that my grandma would say after church service, the things I repeat to this day, all worth it. 80s baby, that's who raised me. Mama had a boyfriend, but that was still my lady. And I could care less about the
Matt Claremont, good luck with that. You're not going to get any work done watching us this morning.
I'm getting a little closer.
Do your thing, man. Bailey, good morning.
A little longer.
Laura, good morning. Good morning to you.
Then for the strongest woman in my corner, I'm talking about my mama, yeah. If it wasn't for her, then it would not be me. I got nothing but love for all my mommies representing. If it wasn't for her, then it would not be me.
So shout out to the mamas. Baby's mamas. Good morning, Purple Rain Hearts. Y'all, welcome back to the screen. Ben and our sister from another mister, Rebecca. Come on, Hat. See, y'all gotta understand, I don't never see Rebecca like when she come on. So when she come on the screen, I'll be like all shocked and surprised because I'm first seeing it for the first time. I'm all tongue-tied this one. Like, damn, sis, that's how you doing it?
I'm doing it like that today because it was just clip on the wig and get up, because there's no leave out on the top of the wig, so it had to be the hat. You ever see that? You ever see the TikTok where they're like, "How are they gonna know? How are they gonna know?" And then they put the hat on just like that. That was this morning for me. That was this morning for me. But thank you so much, Rebel. You always give me love, and it looks like me and you are prepared for a nice vacation. Speaking of vacation,
yes.
Being why I gotta be in the opposition when it comes to you.
Well, let's start here because it started. It started at the patron party when she was like, "Oh, Ben, you just be doing so much." But I want to mention
that wasn't me.
I want to mention the patron party. To be clear,
though. It was my partner in crime.
No, James had his own way of doing it. James was like, James took it back to the old school, back to college days.
Cussed
like,
you out.
Look, listen, I don't play.
Rebecca, what the old folks say, custom slap.
Listen, let me tell you. Let me tell you. I honestly don't care how much y'all cuss me. I don't play about my children. Like, my thing is that the last I would rather be extra and dot every I, cross every T, wear 3 masks, have a visor on, sanitize everything to make sure that I don't stand a chance of bringing it to my household. Because look, I got 3 little babies in this house, and they're not babies. One of them's 10, so he's almost a grown man. But the point is that like this has been really hard on kids, and the last thing that I want to do on top of that is to like me actually get sick, and then now on top of them not being able to go to school, they haven't seen their friends, all these kind of things. Now their daddy is sick with COVID, and so I really think about those things and the possibility of passing it to them. That said, I got my test back, Rebecca, so I'm good to go. Just like y'all said, y'all told me I was good, so I got it. I feel y'all. It's cool. It's all good.
And, I'm gonna play devil's advocate too, real quick. Mm-hmm. So and I do understand.
I know you about to say.
Bringing it to the kids, and I understand, and I do feel you. But do know and realize, kids have a better chance of recovering and going through this thing more than anything. Unfortunately, I know somebody that's kids have got it, but kids be like, "Hey, what's going on? What we playing at today? What we doing? What we going?" Like, okay, cool. Yeah. But the kids, I think, deal with it much easier because I'm sure it has something to do with the respiratory system, and it doesn't affect them.
Okay, so now we come full circle. Now we come full circle to what I was getting ready to say before we went off air. Batman versus Superman, the movie. Remember? And I know you saw that movie. I don't even have to ask. There's a scene where,
hated it, but I saw it.
And I loved it. That's why I said I love it, but I hate it too. I hate it because it could have been so much better, but I loved it because it exists. That's it. There's a scene where Bruce Wayne was like, if there's even 1% chance that he's bad, then we gotta take him. So he gets real out of pocket because of the threat that Superman. Because honestly, like, if Superman in that movie was a bad guy, then Bruce Wayne would have been 100% correct. That's me with COVID. And I'm not taking a 1% chance of me getting myself sick, my wife sick, or these kids sick because, man, we had 600,000 people. Now I know I might be doing the most, but 600,000 ain't a little bit amount of people that are dead from this. So that's my thinking, man. That's where I come from. So sorry for being so extra as y'all Y'all called me out at the patron party.
Can I feel you too, Ben? Because let me tell you something. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Like I said on was it the Friday evening when we had the event? I said, hey, listen, what I think that for you is you overreact and it makes you, it cripples you instead of, putting it out in the atmosphere. I'm just going to quarantine in my home. I'm going to see my babies in, like 2-3 days. I'm going to go get a test to make sure that nothing is wrong with me. But I know that I'm doing the best that I can to protect me and my household. Sometimes when you take it a little too far, you're not giving yourself credit for the work that you're doing. And I understand that we have to be double safe for the people who aren't safe, but you were doing what you needed to do for you and to make sure that, okay, I'm going to quarantine in my house and then I'm going to go get a test to make sure that I am okay that I can be around my kids. But I felt like you were also like putting a lot of anxiety on yourself and,
I'm an anxiety driven.
I just wanted to give you just good energy and send that over to you so that you can, kind of relax because, that's all where I was at with it. Now, I don't have kids or whatever. So that, like I said on Friday, I can't speak for it in that sense. But I don't want you to feel like every single thing that you do, because you're doing it right.
Okay. Yes, but it's what drives me to the height of anxiety is when I can't control something. And so when I was in that emergency room and I couldn't see the guy who was on the other side. I couldn't tell. I didn't want to, go over and look, but I trusted the hospital to make sure that they put me in a room with somebody that was wearing a mask. Because truth be told, a lot of people who had gotten COVID-19, they've gotten it from people who didn't even realize they had it because they're asymptomatic. Like they don't have a cough. They don't have a running. They don't have any of the symptoms. And so, when I realized that I had been put in a room with a guy and the whole hour had passed before I realized he didn't have a mask on, that's when I was like, F the world, man. I was like, I was ready to throw, anyway, I'm not going to say what I was ready to do, but I just walked out the hospital. Y'all should have seen my ass. I pulled everything off me. I said, F this, I'm out this piece. And I walked right out the front door because I wasn't about to sit in that room with that man another day, especially because he was talking about the wedding that he had just got back from and he didn't know what was wrong with him. He said, I just don't know why I'm sick right now, but I just got back from this wedding. I'm like, you big dummy. Got me out here.
Oh, no, Ben, you ain't tell us that. I ain't know that part.
He always leaves out parts and then be surprised.
I told y'all that part.
No, you did not.
No, the hell you didn't.
You did not say that you said he went to the wedding, but you didn't say that he don't know why he feels sick. You said he did get one shot. Because
he said he had one shot.
He got one shot.
He didn't understand why he was having all the problems that he was having. Now, mind you, I don't care if I saw him or not. He wasn't doing a whole bunch of coughing. Right. And if he was doing a whole bunch of coughing, I would have been right out the door.
Some people don't have coughs at the same time.
But some people don't have the cough. Exactly. And that's the thing. I'm like, God. So I was paranoid as hell, but I got it together. I just couldn't do the show the next morning. That's why.
Yeah. Now that changes a lot of stuff. Honestly, I'll be honest with you because now knowing that, bro, hell yeah, man, I would have walked right the hell out. And I would have cussed out the nurses, doctors, everybody in there. Like, bro, why this man in his sick? Y'all ain't got no mask on this man. What the hell?
Yeah.
And I would have definitely did the same thing too, but it's still in that same sense. I just know how crippled both you and I were before we were even doing this when the first season of COVID. That was my fear for you. I'm like, I don't want you to be in this second phase of it while you're taking care of yourself and doing all that and be so, afraid. Anxiety can lead to depression, can lead to all of this. So
anxiety
I want you to be in a good place and put the good energy out there. And, not forget, but you are.
There was another F behind that.
Yeah. So, but just, take care of yourself. And I get it. Yeah. Like, I just need everybody to know that anxiety for some people isn't something that goes away within a day. Sometimes it's very crippling. And when it's crippling to you, I know you're in the household with your wife and your kids. That's why I'm like, hey, let's take a breather. Let's,
Look, let me tell you, it took, what brought me out of it, honestly, and this is not a plug, but because we don't get endorsements from anybody yet. But the next morning, that Tuesday, Tuesday morning when we, I ended up playing Roblox. I ain't never played Roblox with my kids. And then we just while I was in quarantine, the way I was able to stay connected with the kids was playing Roblox and I could see, we did a FaceTime and stuff. So, but they start putting two and two together and start asking questions. So thankfully I got that test yesterday. The thing went halfway up to my brain and I'm not going nowhere else for the rest of the pandemic. But that said, hey, everybody, we had an amazing an amazing time at the patron party on Friday night. Rebecca was
Yes,
there.
we did.
I was there for about 25 minutes for the
Girl,
Q&A.
you were there. You were there for a good
Rebecca,
hour.
you were there for like a whole hour.
Oh, I was.
Yeah, you was.
And I was late to my rehearsal. Okay, yeah, I remember
Good,
now.
good. Because they took you away. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like
Just everybody. That's why I gave y'all extra time on
Just
Friday.
everybody. Right.
but no, like this is high key and low key. I don't care how you take it. Like y'all need to become patrons because that's where the real show was. I did not realize, or it didn't dawn on me, how international our show is. We have people who set their alarm clocks in the UK so that they could come to the patron party. So it's like 2 a.m. in the UK and we're having the patron party and we had a bunch of people from there. We had people from Colombia who were there.
Australia.
Australia. Mark from Australia.
Mark from Australia. And what's really dope about the patron party above anything else is because the patrons are right there with us and they were telling us their stories and they were telling us about the news that came from there. And it was just dope. What did y'all think about it? And Rebecca was there giving everybody love, I'm sorry, for real. Yes. And James, like, you know everybody by name. You know them. You know where they come from. You know that, like, James is like first name basis with everybody.
That's his 40. That's his 40. Like that is his space. The patron parties that is Bubba's moment. So people really come. You know, they hear us or whatever, but they really come to vibe. There was one woman, I forgot her name, but she was new to our. She was new to the patrons, and she said this was the first time that she was able to put on lipstick and do her hair or whatever to come on to.
Was it Vanessa? I think that's her name, Vanessa.
It was Vanessa. Yeah. See, look, Bubba knows all the
James
names.
Know the people.
I don't know what it's a thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know how I remember that. I'm like, how the hell did I remember that? Okay, cool.
Because you did, and she did. And Fran had on purple, and she was in her home. Her hair was nice and laid. You know, I was going down the road giving compliments, so I remember. I was like, okay, Red Bell.
Oh,
you know.
Yeah, and shout out to Andy, Andy from Ohio, who is always doing her thing. Shout out to so there was Brenda. There's Muhammad from.
Was it Grant that had the COVID shot, and he told us a good story, and then he was saying how he's going to see his grandkids for the first time.
Yes, great
child, and
Grant's my spirit animal. Grant always is dancing always, all night long. Stay dancing. I love that.
I love that.
Yeah. So honestly, I'm going to be honest with you all. The patron party is where it's at right now. We're doing it once a month, and I think we're going to set some patron some goals on Patreon because like if we get enough support, then that's something that we could start doing twice a month. And then if we get even more support, then that's something that James, I'm sure Rebecca, y'all won't mind if we get the support that we need, then we might can do that like 3 times a month or even once a week, because it's a whole other thing in addition to what we do in the morning show, because it's like a live studio audience. It's Like It or Not, but with a live studio audience and with James Bubba Williams just like partying until 2:00 in the morning. So patreon.com/Like It or Not. We need you to go over there. All right. So
you done trying to drag me this morning?
There's nobody trying to drag. Except I did say off air that hat made me think, you were looking like Robin Hood's Haitian little sister, but
that's cute though. I'm cute.
Yeah, there you go.
I told them to pick one in the chat because they keep saying Indiana Jones, Carmen Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego.
Let's choose it. Where in the world is
you give me Kelly Rowland vibes.
Oh, I like that too.
I'm feeling Kelly Rowland right now.
Girl.
Yes. Hey, come on, brown skin girl.
I can take that. Or Michael Jackson in Smooth Criminal. I feel like if I had good knees, I could lean forward and do what he did.
Wait a minute. Do the good knees, are knees different like that? So could Megan Thee Stallion do the link because she got good knees, or her knees go the opposite direction? So it's not
Megan a little top heavy. I don't know if Megan gonna do the same. She's a little top heavy.
No, but she's a stallion, okay? She's a
stallion. Yes, there we go. Thank you.
But when you're a little smaller, you're just a little fragile little thing. Just be going everywhere. Just legs.
We got no sense whatsoever. And from Megan, go ahead, Dwayne.
I was just gonna say, before y'all got into anything serious, I wanted to thank Andy. I received your gift. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, Andy from Ohio.
Shout out to Andy
from Ohio. Thank you for including
I love Andy.
Yeah. No, and high key, like, when we could talk about the news in a second, but one of the things that I picked up from the patron party Friday night was like, y'all, we got a really good thing here. We got a really good community. We have a really good vibe. When Grant, I was with you, both of you, Rebecca and James, when Grant was talking about just that good feeling of being able to be free. He got his second shot. He's that good feeling of going to get his family. Like, we had that good feeling in the entirety of the patron party. So like, it's a precious thing. So we're going to take care of it, but we're also going to grow it. So you go to patreon.com/liking the knot and you come even closer in where we know you by first name basis. At least James do. Y'all know my memory is shot. So if I don't remember nobody's name, y'all just blame it on old age and too much of, anyway. So yeah, that's my problem. All right, let's jump into it. Let's jump
one of those. Okay.
He said my brain just don't work right. All right.
Facts.
Let's talk about some national news. Adam Kinzinger is a Republican. He's a House representative in the House of Representatives from Illinois. He appeared on Face the Nation yesterday to discuss the state of the Republican Party, and he did not hold back. I want us to take a look at the first part from this interview with John Dickerson.
Speaking of internal divisions, the Republican Party in the House, it looks like Liz Cheney, the number 3 in House leadership on the Republican side, is no longer going to hold that position. What is this debate about?
Yeah, look, it's incredible. So Liz Cheney is saying exactly what Kevin McCarthy said the day of the insurrection. She's just consistently been saying it. And a few weeks later, Kevin McCarthy changed to attacking other people. And so I think what the reality is as a party, we have to have an internal look and a full accounting as to what led to January 6th. I mean, right now, it's basically the Titanic. We're like, in the middle of this slow sink, we have a band playing on the deck telling everybody it's fine. And meanwhile, as I've said, Donald Trump's running around trying to find women's clothing and get on the first lifeboat. And I think there's a few of us that are just saying, guys, this is not good, not just for the future of the party, but this is not good for the future of this country. We're 4 months after January 6th, an insurrection, something that was unthinkable in this country. And the message from the people that want to get rid of Liz Cheney is to say, it's just time to focus on the future and move on. Like this was 10 years ago, and we've been obsessed about it since. It's been 4 months, and we have so many people, including our leadership in the party, that has not admitted that this is what it is, which was an insurrection led by the President of the United States, well deserving of a full accounting from Republicans.
Now, Representative Kinzinger continued attacking and addressing the big lie that there was somehow this election was stolen from Donald Trump. He attacked it very directly. Now, and before we go any further with it, I want you to understand, like, these are Republicans who voted in lockstep with Donald Trump, Kinzinger, and along with Liz Cheney. So this is not to lift them up as someone that we should celebrate or even embrace, but it is good to at least see that somebody on that side of the equation has enough sense to realize that the big lie poses an extremely large threat to our democracy. Let's take a look at the second clip.
But if you are a leader of a party and 70% of the members of your party think the last election was stolen, though they're wrong about that, you're a leader of that party. You can't change the party you're the leader of. So why should a person be a leader of a party that is fundamentally at odds with what Liz Cheney believes?
Because truth matters. Right now, and we have to look and understand why. Yes, 70% of the base believes that the election was stolen because they've been told it was. They've been told by the President of the United States. They've been told in many cases by Republican leaders, or at least Republican leaders in the least have not countered it on something so vastly crazy as the election is stolen. And this is why you have this real battle right now in the party. This idea of let's just put our differences aside and be unified. You cannot unify truth with lies. The lie is that the election was stolen. The truth is Joe Biden beat Donald Trump, and I'm sorry that 74 million people voted for Donald Trump. They weren't disenfranchised, they were simply outnumbered. And as a party, let's focus on now, how do we go out and win more people? And that's why actually I started the Country First movement at country1st.com, is just to say, tell people the truth and quit peddling in conspiracies, because that's what we've seen in this party. And they're gonna get rid of Liz Cheney, because they'd much rather pretend that the conspiracy is either real or not confront it than to actually confront it and maybe have to take the temporary licks to save this party in the long term, this country.
So there you have it. At least there's one or two people who aren't completely in lockstep with Donald Trump, as opposed to Lindsey Graham from South Carolina, who's like, he doesn't see how we move forward. I don't think we had that clip, but we could probably grab it, where he said that he doesn't see how the Republican Party can move forward without Donald Trump. But Donald Trump's getting ready to not only destroy that party, he's trying to destroy this country. That said, it was cool to see, they're not heroes, because they are definitely on the wrong side of history, but at least they know right now. Anyway, Rebecca, what do you think about that dude and this whole situation?
Somebody said that he sounds like and he looks like a typical white man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I said, why would y'all put that in the chat? The people in the chat are crazy, but no, I thought that was funny.
I can't stand the people in the chat.
Because when I was listening to him talk, it's like I wanted to say, hey, he's on the right side of things. He's calling out the GOP. He's calling out Republicans. But at the same time, I don't know, like, what's so big about him unleashing on them? Like, I know he's calling them out, and it's good, because we have said that people, call your folks out. Remember, we were saying that? We've been saying that since we got on the show. Yeah. Call your cousins and them out. Call them out. Let them know. Like, don't come to us looking for answers. Call your people out. So that's good. But I just don't know.
Because it's a huge thing, though, right?
It is. Yeah, it is a huge thing.
But it shouldn't be. But I see what you're saying. It shouldn't be a big deal, because it ain't that much that he's actually doing.
Referring back to the terrorist attack. Mm-hmm. That's really what they have. But there's so much more. I'm not saying that the terrorist attack wasn't the big thing, because it was huge. It was big. Right. Then people should all be found and put in jail. But I think that there's so much more too, like he has been pointing out, but it's like, I don't know. We'll just see what happens after this. I want to know, because, is his voice as powerful as those of Tucker Carlson?
Or hell no.
Is this, you know what I mean? Like, is this going to make anything shake? Like, I don't know. We'll see, because he does have a platform. And I said that everybody should be able to use their platform and speak against, especially like those right-wing conservatives who care only about white supremacist law and, white everything and just capitalism and all that other stuff, but we'll see how it goes.
When you put it in context of, no, he does not have nearly, because did anybody know who this guy was before? I did.
That's why somebody said he looks like the typical. I was like, who is this man? I hate to say that, but I wouldn't. I don't know this man. Sorry to this man.
Sorry to that man.
I wouldn't know if I seen him down the street. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. We just talked about him. I know his name now, and if he walked down the street, I wouldn't even know who he was.
Wouldn't know a thing.
That said, he's going up against Donald Trump, and he's going up against Tucker Carlson. And you're right. Like, the number of people who listen to Tucker is like unbelievably bigger than what this guy would ever reach. And so I don't think it's going to have any effect. I think that's what you were asking. You're like, you want to see what happens from it. I don't think anything happens. I don't think anything changes.
I didn't feel anything from it, but I hate to say that, because then that's me I'm telling y'all, telling everyone to use their platforms, but it sucks, because I know who he's up against. Yeah. I know him, talking about the terrorist attack, and, that being literally the foundation to call out the GOP. But hopefully us talking about him pushes forth something. But I don't know that man. And I really would love for maybe him to continue to talk about it. And let's see what happens. Let's see if he stands down. Let's see if he continues his monologues or on against those.
Well, you know what? Now somebody in the chat reminded me, he actually did speak out last year, but it didn't do nothing. It's like, here's, I think for me at least, y'all can't. Who said that? I was on the show with I was on TYT Friday night, and there was this guy named Carl. He's a civil rights attorney, and I've interviewed him before, but I can't remember your last name, so forgive me. But he said this dope point. He was like, man, you can't hustle controversy because you can't control those forces. And if you look at what's happening with the Republican Party now, is that they let Donald Trump come in there, and they let Tucker Carlson, they let all these extremists come in and build their party off of these conspiracies. They built their party off these controversies. They built their party off this racism. And now it's like they're trying to decide, like Kissinger and Liz Cheney, they want to say, oh, well, we don't want that type of party. But you can't choose now because y'all opened up your party to the most obscene and absurd type of politician in Donald Trump. And of course he still controls y'all. So to me, it's like if you at all were a part of Donald Trump coming to power, you can't say anything now. You might as well go ahead and be a bootlicker like Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham's like, well, we can't go forward without Donald Trump. And at least he has enough sense to understand what they've done. They have made the GOP the plaything of Donald Trump. And it's going to be that way so long as Donald Trump is living.
It could be the plaything. It could be whatever. And
he grabbing the Republican Party by the P word.
And they'll be okay. They're like, that is my president. That's my president. You know what voice I love? I love when Bubba does the 4x4 drivers in the truck, and he does like that country deep raspy voice for them. That is
we're going to America.
It is them, but yes, that they are still the supporters of Donald Trump.
Yo, that was who was in the ER room with me. That's exactly how he sounded.
That's what I imagined. That's
honestly what I imagined.
Me too. That's exactly what I imagined when you described your situation. Yes. That's what I imagined. Yeah. So some backwoods. No, I can't say backwoods. But,
wait, James, do me a favor and see if it might trigger me. You might be too angry to say, I just got back from a wedding, but I think everybody would say. It's just because he's so accurate. Do it.
I just got back from a wedding and I don't know why the hell I'm sick. All these damn people was there. It was almost like 200 people. None of them had masks on, but it was all good. I got my first shot. I think it was the vaccine. It might have been whiskey or tequila. I don't know. Maybe it was moonshine. I didn't get that goddamn vaccine. I'm a Trump supporter. Damn the vaccine.
No, stop.
He said maybe it was moonshine. I think I got the vaccine. I am.
Wait. It was a dose of bleach. I listened to Trump and got my bleach shot. That's what that was. Man, I did it myself
too. That's exactly what that man sounded like next to me. And now y'all should understand why the next morning I was just in my bed like, oh Lord.
And that's Kinzinger's cousins. I think his name is Kinzinger, but that's Kinzinger's cousins in them, and that's who he's speaking to and about and for. And then the conservatives who do walk around and work in the White House and work at Congress and work everywhere, who have those spaces, who work in your local government. That is exactly them. But we still, I just don't know. I really, I support him. I thank him, whoever this man is, now that I know him today. When I see him again, I'm like, that's the man that spoke up on that last time. Because at the end of the day, we got to continue to push him. I don't want to be hypocritical and say, speak up for your folks. And then when somebody speak up and be like, who's that man? Who is he? I don't want to do that.
Oh, man.
Terrible.
Oh man, listen. So it's Kissinger, not Kissinger, because I'm thinking Kissinger. No, I'm following you because I'm thinking Kissinger like the devil. But anyway, James, that pickup truck voice, man. You
you haven't been hearing him every time. Like I'm doing something country, he'll be in the background doing that voice, and every time I watch our videos, I'm like, this is gold. Like this guy is doing this, and he literally has it to the T.
That is beautiful. That is awesome.
Can't stand y'all.
I try to save Kissinger. I tried to save him just now and give him come back with him, and y'all just don't want to be back on it. Y'all didn't care about that man.
Look,
y'all don't care.
At the end of the day, the Republic. It's almost like, and I hate to use this as a comparison because I know we're doing really good work, but the Kissinger, whatever his name, correct pronunciation of his name is, I don't care. He's got about as much reach in the Republican Party as we do with our show, because at the end of the day, he's going up against Donald Trump. He's going up against Lindsey Graham. He's going up against all of Fox News. And with the Republican Party having built their entire system off of lies, their entire platform is built off of lies, propaganda, conspiracy theories, bigotry, and white supremacy. And I'm sorry, Liz Cheney and this other dude, they're going to lose. they're going to lose this. Liz Cheney is going to most likely lose her position of power. I'm listening to people like Kevin McCarthy, who's the House Minority Leader. I'm listening to Lindsey Graham as they discuss her in public, and they're basically saying, "Oh, she doesn't want to be in leadership anymore." She never said that she want to be in leadership. Now, I don't care about Liz Cheney because she's a Republican. She's a warmonger. She voted right in step with Donald Trump. So ask me how she's different, and I'm going to tell you she's no different, except for the fact that she doesn't want to destroy America, and Donald Trump is willing to destroy America for their ego. But hey, folks, Republicans, this is what y'all chose. And so you have to live with it. You guys are going to have to serve Donald Trump until Donald Trump is dead and gone. And then if his kids get control of y'all party, then y'all got the next 40 years having a dance for the Trumps. So, Rebecca, you got you following all this other stuff that's happening. Let's shift gears a little bit. What you looking at?
I mean, we're not shifting gears to anything that's going to make us feel any good. But
Lord.
it definitely points out that our system is messed up. So Liddell Lee was executed by the state of Arkansas for the 1993 murder of Deborah Reese. Now, 4 years after the state executed him, new evidence has come to light. DNA found on the murder weapon does not match. Again, DNA found on the murder weapon in the year of our Lord 2021 does not match that of Liddell Lee. Lee maintained his innocence from the time of his arrest until his April 2017 execution. Attorney Nina Morrison with the Innocence Project told the Washington Post that newly discovered DNA results proved to be incomplete and partial, but said it was significant and leaves the door open for more findings. When commenting about the case and the new evidence at a press conference about COVID-19 last week, Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, who set the date for Lee's execution, seemed to have a little regret. Here's what he had to say.
Liddell Lee, who was executed 4 years ago, they've now found new DNA of an unknown male on the murder weapon. What's your reaction to that, and how do you feel now about your role in his execution?
Whenever you make tough decisions, whenever you have to carry out the decision of a jury, you realize that it's been reviewed by the Supreme Court at every level. They affirm the convictions, and it's my duty to carry out the law. The evidence, obviously, that was uncovered is inconclusive, and the fact is that the jury found him guilty based on the information that they had.
Ben, I know a lot of times, and first of all, I ain't see no remorse, I ain't see no regret, I ain't hear it. But a lot of times, you've always been calling for the to abolish the death penalty. Yeah. And I just think this is another thing that was created to be against us, to never work for us, period. Yeah. Like it's not easy for us to get opportunities to plead our case. So sometimes your case is open and shut in that first year or that first whatever few years that you have, and you just don't have an opportunity. Like there's no real evidence on you, especially when you're a Black person, and they can automatically say that you killed somebody because it's in your DNA. You're Black, so we have to kill you. And to me, there are a lot of people that probably have been murdered from the death penalty by their states, and then and then it comes out that they never did anything.
Can you imagine not only being accused of doing something that you didn't do, right? But getting arrested for it, sitting in jail, going to trial, being found guilty for something you didn't do, then get on the day of sentencing, find out that they're going to execute you. So you got to live on death row for years. Like sometimes there's decades between the time you get convicted, sentenced, and executed. So our brother sat for years, every day, realizing that the state was getting ready to execute him for something that he knew he didn't do.
His innocence. Mm-hmm.
All the way to the very end. His last words were that he I'm paraphrasing obviously, but he said that he's saying now, as he has said all along, that he was innocent, and then they executed him. I think we, and I believe firmly that we have to abolish the death penalty because one, this country doesn't have any moral standing to execute anybody. What like America, the United States of America, tried to sit in the seat of a moral authority enough to take someone else's life. This country that was built on genocide, slavery, murder, lies. You think the United States, any state in the United States of America has the moral authority to execute somebody? Somebody needs to come execute these states. Right?
But they really think they have the moral authority. They believe, like we said last time, they're the same ones be bombing other countries, be singing and then having them planes just fly over. I'm proud to be an American. These people really are. Every state will feel like everything that they're doing. They'll use things like the Bible to say this is what's right and think that they have the authority. They have the right to kill and especially by color. You know, you're black, you need to, and then they'll find something in the Bible that has nothing to do with nothing and make it fit. You know what I mean? So this is America. It'll use religion. It'll use, and it'll take the same laws that work for the white people to make sure that it doesn't work for the black people.
Absolutely.
Look at how our voting rights are being stripped from us. They're finding every little thing that can work for white folks all the time. And as soon as we start utilizing it and doing what we need to do and making it easier for our people to work and go vote, or to make it accessible for those who can't get to places to go actually vote, they're like, hell no, strip them of their rights once again. We will continue to strip them every single time. So this is what we see. This is the same America. So yes, to see that man claimed and stood on his innocence to the last day, that meant nothing.
Evidence.
That meant not a damn thing to them people who executed him, like Governor Hutchinson. Yeah, and now the evidence, Ben.
But here's the thing. Here's the other part of the story that that I don't know that you mentioned, but they had this evidence before they executed him. They had the DNA before they executed him, and his attorneys tried over and over and over again to get the DNA tested using new techniques that we have in at the time, I believe, 2017, leading up to the execution, but that they did not have in the 90s.
No, that's a big thing to know.
Every single time that they tried, that his attorneys tried to get this DNA evidence tested, the state rejected. They rejected it. And even now, the attorney general there, or I believe it's the attorney general, she spoke last week about this issue, and she was just kind of like, she was furious in her tone and her demeanor, because she was like, no, the people have already spoken. She was found guilty, and the evidence in the case, blah 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 blah. But she kept denying them the ability to examine this evidence. And so not only does the United States not have the moral authority to execute anybody, it's exactly like you said, Rebecca, when you started this. It is the fact that this country 100% uses this as a tool against black people. Like if the evidence is going to be in our favor, just like Rebecca was saying, if there's a law that could be used in the benefit of black people, they start overturning those laws. Look at the laws that are passing in Georgia and across this country, right? If the evidence that's being brought to the table is something that can exonerate a black person, what do? They say, hey, no, we're satisfied. They were satisfied with not getting the truth. They were satisfied with getting a conviction. And that's exactly why we cannot afford whatsoever to continue the death penalty in this country. Last but not least, they just get it wrong. They not only get it wrong as it pertains to black people, there's been other people who have been executed in this country, and you can't take back executions. But here we are in this country. And the one that gets me the most, I don't know how many of you know the story of George Stinney. He was 14 years old, a little black boy who was found guilty back in 1944, found guilty and executed for killing some white girls. And in 2014, he was exonerated. So at the age of 14, a little boy, he was so small that they had to boost him up in the seat for the electric chair. And they executed him And 70 years later, they were like, oh, no, he didn't do it.
This is America. That same America, that same one that we were just talking about, that swear they're the best, and the same one that Kamala said doesn't have any. It's not racist.
It's not racist.
This is the same America. So, you saying that just fueled my pain for his mother, his community. I don't even know him, but do you understand how connected we are when we see Black people die, knowing that there's a high chance, there is a valuable chance that this did not happen, that this person isn't behind the murder, that this person didn't do what the police said they did, or what the neighbor said they did, or what they said they saw. So, but as soon as you're Black, like I said, it's in your DNA to do bad things. It's in your DNA to be a thug. It's in your DNA to be a murderer. It's in your DNA to scare people.
Boy.
So a 14-year-old boy who couldn't even... This is what, and we take it back from there. We just go to Emmett Till. Nobody gives a damn. Like, nobody cares. As long as you Black, this is it. That's it. You deserve death. And if it's not going to be at the hands of the community, they're going to make it legal. So they created the damn chair.
Yep. So, and now they're all across the country. There are states who are itching for the chance to get back to executing people at the level that they were able to do in previous years. And so anyway, these are the things that we're fighting against, and the fight continues. Y'all want to take a break, Rebecca? What you think? Yeah. James, pull us out of this, man, because there's only one way to go. There ain't no solution but revolution. But let me pass it over to you, James, before something happens. All right. More like it or not after
He
this.
is all Black today. He's ready.
Okay, he is in his all Black. You see it. Shout out to everybody that's still watching us, checking us out. Y'all, we greatly appreciate y'all. Shout out to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you're streaming at, y'all. We thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure that you stay tuned, and make sure that you follow our channel, Like It or Not Show on Instagram, Facebook. Like It or Not Show on Instagram and Facebook. Let's get it.
Don't let nobody get close to me. My heart is right, don't question my integrity. No, I thought we would be just fine, and I thought your heart was like mine, but let me find out you've been going around throwing shots, running plots. Come on, man, tryna block my blessings, but no need for comparisons. What's from me won't be from me. Yeah.
Daily, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm doing pretty good. They keep me busy out here, so I appreciate
You've been
it.
saying by me, true. Tell them I need my money right now. Brought me the juice, they stole out my crown. Yeah. Sorry to tell you, I know my value. I'm gonna recoup, yeah. Don't waste my loyalty. I let you in back then because I couldn't see, but now it's clear you ain't ever been true to me. My intuition ain't ever lied, I had to leave.
I could really use a change of scenery. Yeah, everybody smoking all the greenery. The matches they were handed down to me, but I'm still.
Barbara, I appreciate you.
I know. I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Pills to make the man, but that poison's gonna chew you from the inside out. So right now, say it with your chest now, say it with your chest now. I'm free.
Industrial Lodge, shout out to you. The struggle continues. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Industrial Lodge, brother.
It's my time to run it out. It's my time. It's my time to.
Shout out to the 80 babies. Chuck Diesel, I see you.
Can't nobody take.
At least you know I do what I can. You know I'm Superman. More so Captain America, but the black one.
Yeah. It's my time to run it out. It's your time. Oh. Cheers to all the haters, cause you proved to me that rising to the top was my destiny.
Brother Latif.
Ever from behind me, but I'm still fly, I know. still fly, let's go. It could all be words, I could be a hater like you.
Laura's trying to thank you for your super chat. Laura says, family, you all give me hope and meaning. Thank you. Have a great Monday. Laura, you too. We love you too. Happy Monday. I did.
I'm free. Can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to ride it out. It's my time, it's my time, it's my time to ride it. I'm young, I'm free. Can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to ride it out. It's my time, it's my time, it's my time to ride it out.
Not the chicken head.
If you're on the bus, say yeah, yeah. If you're on the train, say yeah, yeah. If you
do it, Dwayne, do it.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody's going somewhere. Yeah. Young or old, I really don't care. Yeah. Life has never really been fair. So put your fist up in the air. Say yeah. I'm young, I'm free. Can't nobody take me here and now. It's my time to ride it out.
It's our turn. It's our turn.
It's my time to ride.
Welcome back, everybody. Shout out to somebody. I was just looking in the chat room for the members only stream, and they said that they are listening and driving. I wonder what that's like. Is it
it's
if
a
you
podcast.
With it's a I guess a podcast.
Yeah, because my girlfriend, she does it all the time. Like when she can't catch us on the show, she'll be like, "Girl, I'm gonna listen to you on the way," because she's pregnant. She's like, "I'm on the way to my doctor's appointment. I catch you guys." So she be catching up on everything. So yeah, same feeling, I guess.
Yeah, cool. Well, shout out to people who listen. That's what's up. All right,
man,
Rebecca.
there's definitely a difference when you listen. It sounds like freaking amazing.
But then you want to go see. Like what happened? Like, I want to go see what was funny. I want to go see what was next.
Right.
Like I need to go see what. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it works, especially when y'all start doing y'all voices and stuff. That looks like it's a good experience that we provide to you every morning. Patreon.com/.
Ben looks like our agent, and me and Bubba are undercover on a trip at the beach trying to find.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Ben is our pimp. So we just
he's pulling up, and we just like.
I'm gonna say
but you know what? I've never seen a pimp that works so hard on behalf of his clients. So you know what I mean. So there you go.
I know that's right. You doing good. Good job.
Gotta make sure he give himself credit. We love you, Ben.
It's not y'all because it's not y'all. I know y'all know. It's just people be people be across the internet, man. Like that's why I just unplug from. I don't think I've been on Twitter. Like for real, I just get off because people are stupid. People, somebody was, anyway, the point is
what they said, Ben.
Somebody was like, I'll tell you off. You know what, Rebecca, I'm going to tell you in the after party. That's
and I know that everybody else is going to want to know in the after party. But right before we get to the after party, I want to leave you guys with some joy. So we're going to play one video, and I haven't seen it yet, but Ben brought back the conversation of sugar.
How do I get blamed? See, I get blamed for it.
Oh, well, it was really Bubba. I heard it was Bubba. I heard it. And I still said Ben. My head wanted to be like, get Ben back.
Get Ben. You just want to say,
you see, y'all see why I'm so damn defensive? Because I got
it. I wasn't even on the show. How I get in it? But yeah, I apologize.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but.
My fault. That started playing a little early.
Oh, no. I wanted to give you an opportunity to rev it up. I was like,
we hear voices.
Howling, and it wasn't the voice of God. But go ahead.
Hey, excuse me. Let me talk to you for a minute. I don't know who needs to hear this, but sugar don't go in grits, big dog. Hey, excuse me.
Wait, I'm sorry to the listening audience. It's one of those things you got to see how wild this sister is acting in this video for it. But go ahead, Rebecca. I'm sorry.
Sugar don't go in grits. Are we still doing this? Because I don't even know what to say about this one.
I
thought you told us enough that,
I got a recipe for grits that I'm going to put out for patrons. Somebody told me I should do that at the patron party because sugar. Once you have grits done the right way, and matter of fact, James, you and me supposed to have a grit off. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Mama Gwen came to the patron party, and you were telling me about what she cooks really good. And what was that? What was that dish your mom cooks really good?
Her chicken salad.
The chicken salad. And then you and me we were talking smack about, hey, now I got to get some of that chicken salad the way you responded. But no, we gonna have a grit off because once you've had grits the right way, you know better. And you're right, Rebecca. Ain't even a conversation. If people still putting sugar on their grits, they don't know no better.
There go the
okay.
Here go the
we
voice
done
of
got
God.
the Virginia boy to say something.
I think y'all getting hung up on just the sugar part. It's not like you got to dump a whole bag of sugar in there like you making Kool-Aid. Nah, a little bit of sugar, some butter, some salt and pepper. It gives it a nice little balance. I'm not talking about making them extra sweet like we eating dessert for breakfast. A little bit of sugar.
Nah.
Ain't that cream of wheat though?
That's cream of wheat. That's cream of wheat.
Different consistency. It's a different consistency.
It is a different consistency, but it's good. Yeah, I just don't.
So Ben, let me ask you this question, Ben. Mm-hmm. This how I know. This how I know if I'm winning. So Ben, do you boil your water first before you put your grits in?
I don't even really use. See, if I tell you what I don't use.
Oh, see,
yes,
okay.
Yes,
say less.
Yes, I do. Yes,
okay.
I do. I boil the substance that I have in the pot before I put the grits in. Yes.
So he uses milk, Rebecca, for his grits.
I use the balance. I use the balance between water and milk. It's the right consistency between water and milk. You can't use too much milk because it becomes like cream of wheat, but you can't use too much water because you miss that silkiness that you're supposed to get in grits. So anyway, I'll post the
thing.
Who are we listening to in the background? Who
I don't know, but cut it off. But let me tell you something. I can't be a part of this conversation because I don't know. Like I don't really. The first time I really had grits and stuff like that was when I went to FAMU. So I don't know what it's supposed to be. Like I thought that it's supposed to be with salt. So because at FAM they used to cook it with us with salt and cheese.
Yeah. Listen, the best grits that I went on a journey. I went on a hero's quest to find the best grits because I messed around. I was in my PhD program in Gulfport, Mississippi, and they had a catering company. I didn't expect it was a white catering company, and not that white folks I can't cook. It's just like I just haven't had a lot of experiences with you all doing soul food the right way. But when I tell you this dude at this university, this catering company came through with the fireest grits that I had ever had in my life. And it took me about 5. I couldn't get he wouldn't give me the recipe. I asked him straight up, hey, how you make these grits, man? And so I took the next 5 years just experimenting until I replicated those grits. And right now I got the best grits in the South. I'll put them up against anybody.
Yeah, I had to shut them down.
I heard that too.
Wait, what they say?
But here goes Dwayne.
What they say now?
Somebody said that Ben uses instant grits.
We don't use instant grits, but I bet you I can make give me a box of instant grits and I'll make them taste better than your grandmama's grits, period. I don't care what they are.
I've been to your home. I think it was gravy or was it grits that you made for the babies sip and see? It was something that you made.
I don't think I did.
Was it macaroni? You were telling us something. You got to taste this because the way I make it.
I don't do macaroni. No, I don't do macaroni. Shout out to Jason from play bass drum at Cookman.
Uh-huh.
That dude got the best macaroni I've ever had in my life. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. And I've had some macaroni.
What was it that you made for the baby?
I was on the grill. I was on the grill for the sip and see, so I didn't really.
Because it was something good that you was just like, you gotta taste this. You gotta taste it.
Was it the egg rice, Rebecca?
No, I don't remember what I cooked. I just remember. It's rice and eggs.
That you brought to our or was it something you brought to the office that we worked at the time when we had that potluck? Because we had a potluck.
Oh, but I tell you who did bring something good.
Me and Ben were like, you gonna eat that? Cause I eat it if you eat it. I don't know. Like we was acting up that day.
It was the red beans and I didn't cook it though. It was our guy Derek, his red beans and rice. Them joints.
And I said I was not gonna eat it because I don't eat from people's
from
home.
Other people. But I took it on the chin for you, and that was some of the best damn red beans and rice. Like he could cook.
We was hungry that day. It was
we were hungry, so it was extra good.
We didn't get no break.
And it worked out really good because we ain't had no money for lunch that day, and your food bay ain't sent us no money.
No, we was broke. We was hungry.
Food bay.
So I was like,
it was our food day.
I said, Ben, yeah, it was our food day. I was like, Ben, you gonna eat it first? Let me see. And he's
I
like,
tasted it.
He tasted it. He's like, oh, Ben did it extra. He threw his hair back. Or if he had a wig, he would have threw it at me from across.
It would have been on the ground.
The office.
That red beans and rice was so good. Seriously. All right, folks, we got a whole bunch of other stories to go, but here's what we are going to do. David, start dropping in all the chat rooms. We're going to give you the link to come to the after party. We want all of you to come over to the after party. And the reason we're opening it up is obviously we want you to subscribe to the Like It or Not YouTube channel. So we're going to go to the after party. James is going to play it for a couple of minutes. When we go, we got a couple more stories that we want to cover. Obviously, some more, laughter and shenanigans that we have every morning that is absolutely a part of our agenda. Part of our agenda is to make sure that we have fun here. Rebecca, I want you to get your last word in on the public show before we go to the after show. But grab the link to come over to the after party. Subscribe to that YouTube channel because we need Like It or Not to go and grow on its own and let it be its own thing. And we need you on that YouTube channel to subscribe. So that's all I got. Rebecca, what do you have before we go to the private party?
So our Like It or Not viewers right now, don't get used to it. You guys are getting full access today. This is a pay-per-view
today only.
After show. So today is your day, this Monday, this beautiful Monday, May 10th. We're giving you guys all access to show you what it's like behind the scenes. It's a little bit more free. We still give you some news and we have such a good time. But, we need you guys to become patrons so that we can keep this thing moving. We can keep this train moving forward. So get there, get the link. And at the same time, if you are not a patron, you can definitely go to patreon.com/like it or not. And then, Ben, if you have Prime, like you always said, if you guys have Prime, you can actually utilize your Prime account and give that way. It doesn't have to be an extra money that comes out of your account. Prime will just
Twitch.tv.
Is it $5.99?
It's $4.99, but $5. And you take $5 from Jeff Bezos. It doesn't cost you anything. Twitch.tv/Benjamin P. Dixon. And before the end of May, we're going to have Twitch.tv/Like It or Not so that everything is nice and clear. Somebody said, they said, good. Now we ain't going to be giving Ben all the Like It or Not's money. I see.
Oh, wow. I love you guys.
I like the way y'all think.
They literally be like, yeah, we're going to make sure. Okay, well, I love y'all too. Listen, we're going to see you guys in the after party and let's enjoy. I hope you guys who are not going to make it, you enjoy the rest of your day. And I want you guys to remember that Saturday is my birthday.
Oh yeah. James, you got something for her. You got a birthday. Did we get a, I tell you what, happy birthday in advance, Rebecca, because I know you're one of those people who celebrate every
single day.
Every day leading up. So happy birthday, Rebecca. Coming up soon.
Thank you.
Day one. Happy birthday.
Day one.
All right, cool. So I need y'all clicking on that link. We have about 700 people watching us across all platforms. Let's see if we can at least get 300 of you to come over and watch us on the Like It or Not YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. James, it's in your hands.
Oh, Luke Kane. I hope you sharing breakfast with everybody. Y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Like It or Not this morning. Make sure that you stay tuned, y'all. Y'all are at the after party.
Don't call me up. Don't waste your time.
And Luke Kane, you need to come over and bring some of that breakfast, brother. Luke Kane is eating brioche French toast, 8 eggs, grits, toast, avocado, fruits, tea, steak, or sausage, and some good smoke. God dang it, Luke Kane.
Together when I feel done with having fun on my own.
Y'all come on in, y'all get situated. The after party is just getting started.
Don't get me wrong, I'm just riding alone. Just walk away, cause I got no intentions of hanging out with you tonight. Don't look my way. If you want a problem, I'll give you a problem, alright. If you want love, just give it up. You got the wrong girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl, girl. You got the wrong, you got the wrong, you got the wrong girl. This is my time. I'm feeling good, rule every party. See how I shine when I'm alone. Nothing can stop me. You should go out, meet someone else, someone who gets you. Don't stick around. I'm pretty wild, I don't do monogamy. Don't get me wrong, you and I could have fun together when I feel done with having fun on my own. It's better to care for yourself
classic for y'all.
Slide to the left, slide to the right. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, slide to the left, slide to the right. Rock with me, baby, we can do this all night. Slide to the left.
Shout out Luke King, I know that feeling, sir.
Come on, come on. Hey, slide to the left, slide to the right. Rock with me, baby, we can do this all night. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Come on, come on, come on. Hey, slide to the left, slide to the right. Rock with me, baby, we can do this all night. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, my hand is wrapped around your waist. I love the way that you be twirling to the bass. Moving sideways on a Friday. DJ playing all of your favorites. I'm digging your flavor, yeah, yeah. Cause the vibe. Let this be real inside. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Rock with me, baby, we can do this all night. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, slide to the left, slide to the right.
John Hibbs, I got you, I got you.
Slide to the left, slide to the right. Come on, come on, come on. Hey, slide to the left, slide to the right. Rock with me, baby, we can do this all night. Slide to the left, slide to the right. Come on, come on, come on.
Yes, man, I remember being so naive when life was good, weather and palm trees. Back in the day, you were everything I need. But then along came a time when you crushed my dreams. Oh yeah, you played me like a fool when you made me believe that the line between love wasn't thick enough to read. Oh yeah, you see we in despair, crime everywhere. You're selling false hope cause you just don't care. Nah, you just don't care. Nah, you just don't care. You just don't. Still selling false hope cause you just don't care. House, feel me. If we talking to a uniform, who the real? You know we in the deep south, so let's keep it real. This is what they used to mob, lynch, drag, and kill. I never made the party cause I felt the paper bag. Gotta get this money cause you know I never had it. I'm feeling like my dude, the way I carry my baggage. This heavy load on my shoulders might turn me to a savage. Is that why I gotta fight to get respect? That's a shame, who's to blame? I don't know, but all I know is that we still rocking them chains. Still taking that wheel, still trying to get paid. Still trying to find God, still trying to act safe. Put a youngin' on the corner, now he winning. By 27, he'll be dead or in prison shampoo. Yeah, these are all the terrible conditions that we bind and we put inside the minds of our children. Can't you see we in despair? Look around, we got crime everywhere. But you still sell false hope, cause you just don't care. No, you just don't care. No, you just don't care. You just don't.
Purple Rain Hearts, you better twerk.
I hope my people can really go make a difference instead of being the people incarcerated in prison.
Daniel Van Winden, excuse me, that was Thanks Mama by Dundee Boy, I think it is.
Careful with your stuff. Get your soul in line, chasing after checks. If you ain't inclined to say what's on your mind, please don't throw your stones at me for speaking what's on mine. Man, I still don't feel that comfy in my own skin. It's hard to find yourself when it's a broken kid. These frames never held images of my own kin. That's why I rap sheet the only place I'm feeling it.
Right by my side, right by my side, right by my side, right by my side. They say to raise a kid, it take a village. That's the way it's been and the way it still is. It don't matter if you're broke or making millions. You need the real ones, the folks never fucking fill in. It's obvious now, this problem's the south. We gotta eat out and I fight to be the top of the pile. For the king of the hill, that crown gets so heavy. It's lonely at the top and hard to hold steady. Power hungry fantasies cause insanity. It's family.
Oh, I just thought about that. Gwen's not here right quick. Let me add her back in right quick.
Understand me? Cause when your head's in the clouds and you can't see, that's when you fall for that old trick.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the screen. Welcome to the after party, should I say. Ben and Rebecca.
Hey, yo, listen, we still got 298 people watching us live on the public stream.
Move over to the show. We giving y'all free access.
Free access. I'm gonna hit this link one more time in the chat room for YouTube, and with that, we gonna cut the stream. Click on that link and come on over, and we're gonna get started with the after party. So here we go, James. Dwayne, kill that public
like
stream.
Everybody but Dwayne.
I went to everybody. That's how I do my kids. All right, so that's all I got. Rebecca, what's up? What's up, James? We're in the after party. We got news. We got stuff to talk about. But before we get there, what was that?
After the party, take us to the after party. Just cut the public stream. Cut the stream.
We're okay. Cut it.
Hey, y'all.
So let's do this. Let's jump off with what you. So Twitter changed. Twitter. I made my entire career on Twitter, but I'm not even really on Twitter anymore. But they just added this new thing that I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about it. So Twitter's added a tip jar, allowing some creators on Twitter the option of adding a way for their fans to send them tips through Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App, right? And so far, it's only a selected group of people who've gotten access to it. I haven't even checked to see if I got access to it, but I don't know how I feel. I don't even know how I feel. How do you feel about like tipping? Would you tip somebody for a tweet if like they said something really good?
You know what's so funny? People still tweet. Like nobody is creative in the Twitter space for real. The creative person, we probably would never find out who you are. Thank God for TikTok. We can go back in history and see who created something, and that's how Black folks get their stuff. But in the Twitter world, like I know that I use some tweets and make them my captions on Instagram. You know, if they're really witty. Sometimes
but you take a picture of it. You don't like steal their words and try to pretend like it's yours.
No, because what happens is you don't know where it came from too, because sometimes the tweet is made into a quote graphic without the person's name.
Oh, they've done that to me so many times.
And so now it becomes like, I'm like, dang, that's really clever. Well, gonna use it for my caption, you know, things like that. So like if it's a fly picture, I remember I like that quote. And sometimes if you Google quotes about bitch ass men, and the quotes will come up and they're so clever, and they are literally like, I know that I've seen that on somebody's page. I know that I've seen that years ago. Yeah. But I don't remember from who.
They just repeat.
Yeah, it's just a repeat thing. And now people just steal them. And I remember it wasn't a thing, but then Twitter started getting keen on it, and they started doing something where they'll type it into the search bar and go down until it's like the first tweet they can find from the person who tweeted it. And then they'll say, nice touch, but this was from somebody else. So, you know, people who do the investigation do the work.
How do you think you would get away with? How do you think you would get away with stealing like that when Google can search and Bing and all, you can search anything, but people listen, because I don't know, was it you, Rebecca? Somebody told me about 2 or 3 years ago, they were like, Ben, there's this whole dude on Instagram that's posting your whole post. Like he posted it as a whole thread in the, you know, and I went and I said, man, this dude literally took every single, oh no, not that dude, another dude who stole from me. But anyway, so no comment. But I'm like, but how you feel like you're gonna get away with that? Because if you take somebody's words and you share it and it goes viral, of course it's gonna eventually get back to the people who originally did it, because that's the whole thing with going viral. Like everybody sees it. I don't know.
But that person will get, and it's funny. Sometimes people are so culty, they will still say excuses for the person who stole it and created the work off of it. It's funny because there's this person that is an activist, a very huge activist. And, you know, he works with the Black Lives Matter movement, whatever the case may be. But he had posted something about research about Black people in history and how it's been, you know, since history, there's been racism, things like that. Yeah. Scientific proof. And he said that, hey, a lot of you guys know that I'm an activist. A lot of you know that I went to an HBCU, but what you don't know is that I too have history in whatever it's called when you do science and you go back in time and, you know, go off of that stuff. He said that he was that,
physics?
whatever that.
No. He was saying he was anyway. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. And so the person though, somebody was like, yo, somebody sent it to the guy like, yo, is this your tweets? Like, is this you? The circles, the dots, the diagrams that were created.
That's right. I remember that.
And then he went back and he's like, yo, I don't know who this guy is. Never really heard of him, but this is my work. And I mean, if you could just say, hey, that's me. And the way that he threaded his together was the same exact way the guy threaded his together. And the guy did his research months before. And he's like, hey, I literally did the research to bring this to light. So for you to get all of the credit for my work, that's kind of strange. But everybody, because the cult was behind it and was like, and they were like, oh my God, y'all always trying to make him seem like he wrong when he just he literally said, I am, and I don't know the word, so I'm just going to make one up, a scientist as well. And I've been doing studies about this.
I think he said, did he say anthropologist or was it a historian?
It was a historian.
Historian. Yeah, historian. Yeah, so he was pretending to be a historian. Yeah.
But he got credit for it. So I say all that to say, so he may be somebody who benefits from the paid tweets thing because they'll probably just go on with stealing people's ideas and people will cover it no matter what. People come out and say, hey, that's mine. So I don't know if there's even a way to actually protect your tweets and say those are mine when words can just be words. It's Twitter and they probably I'm somebody else.
Look, I'm not sharing. I have decided to stop giving all my good stuff on Twitter.
Your good shit.
I'm not doing it. And I'm gonna put it in the book. I'm gonna put it in the old fashioned way. I'm gonna be old fashioned. I'm gonna put it in the book. And if y'all want to read what I gotta say, y'all can read it in the book. Because so many times I've seen, whole institutions. I've seen whole political organizations that have like 2 or 3 million followers on Facebook rather. Take my words. Take my name off of it, put it on a meme and share it and get like 10,000 shares on Facebook. And I'm like, for real? This is what we're doing? And they got all the money in the world. They got all the money in the world, but they don't have the ideas. They don't have the thoughts. They don't have the words. And then they have the platforms, right? And this is what it is. So it's not. And when I said somebody was copying me, I was thinking about just some random guy. Maybe he had like 100, maybe 1,000 Instagram followers. But you're right. The real theft comes from the top. The real thievery is coming from these people with all these big platforms. They got all this money and ain't got shit to say. That's
Mara Sharice, and I hope I'm saying that right. I absolutely love seeing her in the comments.
And the phone lines are open, by the way, Alicia, and everyone else who wants to call in, hit that link. Go ahead.
Yeah, but Alicia's our only caller.
Well, she asked in the chat room.
Okay. So Mara Sharice, yes, and again, I love seeing her in the chat because her profile pic is so cute. But she says, I love Twitter, but it costs nothing to tweet. YouTube costs creators money, so donations to keep the channel going make sense. But a tweet, So I can dig that too. And it's funny because now the Twitter platform though is now making it so that people become content creators on Twitter. So it's not going to be just a tweet, like a few words. They created the thread so that we can put research and stories, but for free. And we haven't been getting, people haven't been getting paid for that. And then they stole, because, they steal things. They all steal things, people. So they stole the Clubhouse
colonizer.
Brought it, yes. And
I'm glad they did that though. I'm not even gonna lie.
Over to Twitter,
they straight up stole Clubhouse.
They stole it within maybe the first. They was like they was like Clubhouse ain't nothing, and the Clubhouse became something. And they was like, oh, we've been working on that. Hey, look, just like Fashion Nova used to do to quality clothes. They'll see the outfit on the red carpet the next day. The same outfit is made and being sold on Fashion Nova. So that they do the same thing.
That's go ahead, Jay.
It ain't no surprise though because they just trying to capitalize off of people making money off of Twitter. Because if you look, every other person on Twitter got their Cash App in their bio already. So now they linking up with Cash App and they gonna probably take their little cut off the top.
Yeah, they are.
So
they are.
And this is also for those that that share their OnlyFans stuff on
tweeting people's stuff and changing the words up. So that it looked like you tweeted something you totally did, man.
Because sometimes we think alike, though, and that something came from my mouth, and then somebody already said it, and I'm like, are they just as smart as me? Are they as clever as me? And then now you gotta change one damn word so they don't think, oh, she stole that. But yeah, you're right though. Some people will look at the tweet, change one word, and
say it better.
Say it just because they have this big following. Change one word and just in case somebody says that came from me. It's funny.
Now, I'll tell you what I steal. I'll steal a meme in a minute. Like somebody post a meme and I don't know, but because you never know where these memes come from, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's like a picture with like 2 words on it and it's funny, I'll snatch that up because I expect people to snatch them for me. I post them for people to snatch, but taking somebody's words like that's, and then now you can get paid for it on Twitter. Okay.
Yeah. But like
James,
I said,
what you about to say, James?
Look past the words part of it. Look at the OnlyFans part of it. If you really think about it.
Yeah, so that's free content that was on Instagram for a while and on Twitter for a while. A lot of women will do their specialties on Twitter.
Go ahead, Becca.
a lot of women will do their specialties on Twitter and, and for free, but they'll have their cash apps. And I'm talking about if it's sucking feet or doing whatever, because Twitter allows just full on porn. I don't understand why, but they do. And so OnlyFans became a thing, and they're like, oh, you people are going to basically become patrons of this just to see me do some weird stuff or just sit in front of the camera.
Strange for a little change.
Yeah. or it could be just sitting in front of the camera and watching them, because some people on TikTok literally will steal voices, which is fine. But a lot of white people on TikTok, and y'all know I've had my frustrations with this already. A lot of white people on TikTok get famous off of doing urban things, using like black voices for their content, or taking dances and just adding something like this to the chicken head. Did they add this to it and it's theirs? It makes no sense.
What was the guy, the Tonight Show guy, Jimmy Fallon?
Yes, with the young lady.
With the girl.
And the lady.
Yep.
And she jumped on there, tried to do all the dances, and it was just like, it was worse than a soccer mom in trying to dance like Megan Thee Stallion. But she was the one that got all the notoriety on national television.
And then she wanted to say, oh, I've given them all their, credit. And I don't think Jimmy Fallon cared until it got bigger and then it reached him. And then he was like, oh, we're going to bring them on and we're going to have a conversation. And then now it becomes, I want to have a conversation with these influencers and just really see and pick their heads, because that becomes the day that Starbucks closed down to have diversity and inclusion training. It's just, that's what that is. And
Rebecca hates her so.
Diversity inclusion training.
She hates
absolutely, absolutely, and that's on Mary's son, Jesus. Now, so really
it's
taking
the little
it back,
lamb.
Yes, taking it back. Before that, there was the song, Renegade, whatever that song was, and there was a little girl who created that in the social media space, and I believe it was on TikTok first. I don't know if it was Twitter. I don't remember, but that little girl created it. But the white girl who copied it was brought over to do it everywhere, and their kids.
She really was,
and she never gave the attention. She said, "This is how you do it," and she was doing the dance, and then they were like, "But this is the little girl that created." But it was the black folks on social media who said, this is the girl who created it. And then all the black platforms like the NBA and all of them were like, come on, baby, come show them how you do it.
And have y'all noticed with that, a lot of the black content creators on TikTok, most times when they create those dance moves, white folks come back and copy it, their videos stay up. They go back and they remove the black people's content.
Yes.
I haven't seen that.
Happens all the time, bro.
There's
wait. Hang on. Let me see if I got this right. What you're telling me is that this has, even if it has only happened 5-10 times, you're saying that somebody creates something, and once it was stolen, it got so big that these companies went back and gave a copyright violation to the original creator, and took it down.
Sometimes it's not even a copyright violation. It's just like it's been reported or it's been banned. Their channel has been banned.
They'll say that's from Stacy on such and such. She did it first, and it's not true.
And if you don't have an attorney, if you don't have enough social media reach, like they couldn't pull that off with me, because I got enough reach to be like, hey, but you take somebody who don't have as much following and they are that creative and they created something and then it gets stolen. Like, we got colonizing in real time, man. Colonizing never stopped. Wow.
Yeah.
You're talking about people that have amassed millions of views and just got all their shit just taken down. And I think TikTok monetizes as well too. So that after you get so much, I'm sure that you reach that money. So here it is. These people created this content and they get all this taken away.
And that is why, though, a lot of people, flocked to TikTok during the beginning of the pandemic, because they started saying, oh, well, they monetizing today. Oh, no, we're going to definitely be using that. So a lot of people flock to TikTok. But if you don't see, there's this particular woman that I know gets a lot of attention, and she's an older white woman. She's a beautiful woman, has a nice bob, and she's very big on TikTok.
Dancer?
Yes, and I cringe every time. She posts something, because it's only black content. It's only black content. And I would love to know. I would love to see it. I would love to know what her life was like before TikTok, before she did one black thing on TikTok and everybody was inviting her to the cookout. But they don't know that that's a disservice to them in their own content. It's like, you praised her. Now she's getting every coin from all the content that you guys are creating. We're watching a woman do Megan needs. When I saw Auntie on the corner on TikTok too, doing Megan needs, and it was much better, but because this white woman is doing Megan needs or in a routine as an older lady, it's so much bigger because she's doing a voiceover of to some kids saying something. It's so much bigger, and that's what bothers me the most. Your Black voice counts, like your voice, like your content counts. Just because a white person doesn't, you shouldn't let that be the end all be all for where your content stops.
Well, it goes. They've been doing this forever. Go back to. I don't know. This is a fictional. I know it's a fictional movie, but literally the 5 Heartbeats. I got nothing but love. Remember they got arrested and they were on the side of the road when but in that same scene, that's when they found out that all of their music had been redone and put out by white voices and white faces. And it's the same thing. Like, I mean, that literally happened.
Ben, who showed you how to do Clubhouse? Remember that when they were walking us through Clubhouse? And you was just too through. It was, and she wouldn't understand what you were trying to do. And I just saw Marjorie said the people who get paid off of Clubhouse are young white women. And it's funny because she ruined your moment on trying to just have a Clubhouse moment. She wouldn't understand how to lead you to where you were trying to go because she doesn't understand. Like, we're a whole different. We have to do a little bit. We got to move different in these spaces. We can't just put on the camera and be white and win. It doesn't work like that for us. It just does not work like that for us.
I'm laughing at Mark from Australia. He said he stole my picture and made it a meme for a couple of likes, and he'll do it again. Dwayne, do we have that?
Yes, we do have that. I seen that in the.
We do. Well, all right, let's take this caller. Let's take the caller first. Caller, you live on the air. What's your name, comment, or question?
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Dwayne, we could barely hear. How you feeling this morning?
Good morning.
There you go.
I'm
now
good. It's Alicia.
Alicia, how are you this
good morning.
Hey, Alicia. Because
Hey, how are you guys?
Good.
We got to be surprised. Alicia,
oh my God, Alicia!
It's me.
We ain't heard from you
on
in a
a
long
Monday.
time.
No way. I know, right?
What's on your mind today?
On a Monday. Not much. Just popping in to say hi to you guys. You're looking fly as always. And I have to say, it is Carmen Sandiego. Definitely Carmen Sandiego.
Thank you.
I
thought it was even Carmen as well. I thought so.
Did you enjoy the patron party Friday night?
Yes, I had a blast as always at the patron party. And if you don't join us, you have to. Like, the first couple of times, I have major anxiety. Like, I'm having anxiety right now, y'all, but I'm getting through it. But the first couple of times I wasn't on camera because I wasn't, I was just feeling it out and kind of feeling other people and seeing how other people were. And then all of a sudden, I was like, okay, I feel comfortable, and I got on camera and people were so friendly, and the whole community is just like a family now, and I feel as comfortable as I can on a camera. So
oh, wow. That's big. I appreciate you saying that.
And she was on camera.
Definitely, because I know there's a lot
Alicia?
Is that Alicia? That Alicia?
Because you see, I ain't nothing. I'm like, is that Alicia?
Okay, right.
No, that's huge though.
Y'all like my new hairstyle?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because it gives me Joker vibes, and Joker is like one of my favorite characters, Alicia. So when I saw you with the hair, I was like, yes, I'm feeling this. I'm really feeling this.
It did give that. Yeah, you're right. It was like Harley Quinn and then within the
Poison Ivy or
yes.
Yeah.
Something.
That's
okay,
but I didn't expect you to look like that.
Okay.
I didn't expect that.
Right? Isn't it weird when it's so fun to be able to chat in the chat room and everything, and then be able to see what everybody looked like, and you can kind of see the surroundings and kind of get a feel for a person. And it's really dope, y'all. It's really dope. If y'all don't join, you should.
I was like, come through here. Yeah, that's
and you're right. Yeah, Alicia, thanks so much. We appreciate you calling in. We do. And
all right, you guys have a great one. I love y'all.
You too now. Take care, guys. You can click
the link. Too, Lisa. Thank you.
The link in the description. You can click and join in a conversation with us. That's so important, man. She said that she was originally like a lot of people. Like I went when the first Zoom party I went to in the pandemic. I was nervous. I'm like, I don't know if I want to cut my camera on, and because I got anxiety and I'm shy like that too. But I'm glad that we have a space where people can come and, they might be apprehensive at first, but they see that, we just got a really good vibe of a community and for her to feel comfortable there, that means a lot. I appreciate her calling.
It means a lot. That. Alicia, she's an OG, you know what I'm saying? She a rider. She loyal. She loyal.
She loyal, right. Loyal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I think, and we're gonna keep doing that. Like, I think it's it's a worthwhile thing to just let that thing grow. That, like, however it grows organically. If we end up, we want to get 500 patrons and we want to get them soon as possible. But above all else, we want to make sure we get the right folks in there who can keep the vibe and the space good and happy.
Yeah, Tyler Hackner, he said, I got to get me a patron. Yes, get you a patron. I don't know what that means, but are you a patron now? Like, if you're not one, you can't get one. Okay. If you look at you can't get one. Okay. Our patrons ain't free. Just like watching this content today wasn't supposed to be free, but we wanted you to see how we get
come on over here to the, let's see. We definitely got to hit over 3. Okay. So we just crossed over 300 subscribers on the YouTube channel for Like It or Not. So shout out to everybody. We had like 100 something this morning. So it doubled since we've been on. And we want to keep on.
Hallelujah.
Come on,
Okay,
but yeah, Tyler is like one of our younger ones. I think Tyler is a patron. I think he became one last week.
So 2 weeks ago. Who you trying to get?
So Tyler, y'all just need to pull up to the party. Latif, Tyler, all of them just need to pull up.
Only patrons can get with patrons. We don't do mixy stuff, okay? So only patrons can get with patrons. Because you need to know somebody is paying.
Patron party.
What you said, Dwayne?
Dwayne said y'all might get to see behind the scenes what he rolling up in the patron party.
If y'all want to be honest, what would really make people come to the patron party if Dwayne answered this, Dwayne just MC the party the whole night, just talk.
Oh, there you go.
These people turn their camera on so goddamn quick.
If Dwayne actually shows himself.
Hey, hold on now.
In the voice.
I wasn't at the last one, but the 2 before that, I was there. I ain't see you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I was asleep. I ain't scared to say it. I ain't scared to say it. I was asleep.
Look, Bubba, I talked for the first couple minutes, but then once I roll that J up, the mic got to go off after that.
Okay.
Because not everybody, you can't always trust yourself on the microphone. I can just tell you from personal experience. It's like sometimes you can trust yourself. Sometimes you cannot.
Speaking of, I guess we weren't speaking of that, but speaking of being on Cloud 9, Bubba has a project that he actually started. And I was so jealous when I saw him. Can you drop it in the chat really quick? Because I want people to see it really quick.
What's the project? Give me a second.
He started this project, and you explain it, Bubba, as you begin to drop it in the chat. Because I saw it, and it was magical.
Let me see. I'm dropping it in.
Yeah.
Yes. So I started this project. Yeah, we hear you, Ben. Can you hear us? Tap to try again. Why you can't send? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I'm still here? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
but I started doing this. You know what? I guess it would be easy if I just sent you the TikTok.
Yeah,
y'all can over to TikTok, right?
Send it over to Dwayne, and we'll pull it. And
okay,
what kind of project is it? It's all good.
So yeah, you definitely got to send y'all the. Before I just gotta see it. You gotta see it. Look.
Yeah, okay. All right. I didn't want to.
Well, yeah. I want to talk about.
There you go. I just put it right there, David or Dwayne. Okay.
I thought I saw that. I didn't watch the whole thing yet. So pull that video, and then when Dwayne, tell us when you have it ready, and Bubba want you to set it up for us. Give us an introduction.
Yes.
I want to talk about a good white allies. We've been talking about it a lot, but we've been talking about white folks a lot on this particular episode. But yesterday
was every episode.
John Brown. Yesterday was his birthday. John Brown was the preacher, the abolitionist that the John Brown's revolution. He opposed pacifism of the mainstream. I'm just going to read it as we have it here. John Brown opposed pacifism of the mainstream abolition movement of his time, arguing, quote, "These men are all talk. What we need is action. And so John Brown led his anti-slavery raids in the 1850s, and in 1859 attempted to start an uprising among slaves at Harper's Ferry, Virginia. He was also among those that offered refuge to on the Underground Railroad route. Here's another one of his quotes that's really powerful. He said, quote, "I am ready to fight anything that comes to sustain slavery. If the United States comes with its officials or its army to thrust slavery upon us, I'm ready to fight the United States. When an army is opposed to us, we have no business to stop and ask how strong it is. All we have to do is fight it to the best of our ability and leave the results to Almighty God." Wow. So anyway, no, I was saying his birthday was what's today? The 10th. So his birthday was yesterday. And you talk about allyship, like for some allies, their allyship is just putting hashtag Black Lives Matter in their in their bio.
And they could be black doing that too.
John Brown, yeah. John Brown was about that life. So the Harper's Ferry rebellion. Anyway, that's all. What else you got? We got the video ready?
He looks
I just dropped it in the actual video from my phone now.
Some black in him.
You say he might be related to Thomas Jefferson.
He got a little black in him. That's why.
But I saw that too. I saw the picture. I'm like, he look a little.
I was like, ancestors is dripping. Look at that. Look. Ancestors is dripping in that.
You said,
okay.
You said that.
That picture's giving me a little evil. But yeah, ancestors is dripping in that. Hair thick. Look. See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a real revolutionary right there, man. Like when you ready to, you just lay your life on the line and just like, whatever, leave it up to God. Cause in the year of our Lord 2021, I ain't running up on the United States Army. But he did back then. And if people back then had not done what they did in the way that they did it, then shit, I mean, it'd be a whole different story today because it took revolution like that. But I digress. What's on? What we about to watch in this video, Bubba?
You got it, Dwayne? Okay. So I saw this on TikTok last year during the pandemic, pandemic time, your mind doing everything and I need something to clear my mind. So I decided this is what I was going to do. And it's finished. It's been finished for a while, but I have to finish the rest of the room. So it's my project. I did this wall back here behind me that y'all see and love so much. So I said, this is going to be my new studio where I'm going to do my production, my man cave, game room, everything. So y'all take a look.
All right, let's see.
Just to update what I've been working on.
He's giving us chastity.
Oh, what is that on the ceiling, bro? That is dope.
Look at it.
It's a cloud ceiling, brother. The cloud ceiling.
A cloud ceiling.
Yes.
Yes.
Bro, let me tell you something. Now I know we not in the okay. No, I'm gonna say it off air because man, if I was staring at that after I had partook in the natural herbs, man, I'd be in Galaxy 62587. I'll be on the other side of the observable universe. That looks amazing. Man, what is it?
You don't understand, dude. It's like. So it's basically LED lights that's running all across the ceiling, in this stuffing, like a cloud stuffing that you use. So basically you get it and you paste all of that on the ceiling. It's supposed to take 6 to 8 hours. It took me like a week because I just did it by myself. So I've been taking my time with it. So it's been finished, like I said, for the longest. But when I tell y'all, like, even though the room is not done yet, I just sit in that thing, say, Alexa, play thunderstorm sounds, and just imagine just thunderstorm and rain sounds with that going on, and the lights go to the music with the thunder and everything. Relaxing as hell.
Yo, Bubba, Kevin Reeves said you got the champagne room from P Valley in your place.
Shit, yes.
What's up with the men like listening to the rain and the thunder music or the thunder sounds to sleep?
What about it?
Men can't relax. Like,
no, that's not what. Well, see, Dwayne, I feel like you know what I'm saying. Like, I mean, on tight, bro. But no, I think that because a lot of the guys that I've dealt with, I like natural rain, whatever the case may be, and I sleep to music, like R&B, whatever. But they'll be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Can you put on the rain sounds. I'm like, what? Like, can you just relax? Like with the no, my ex could not sleep without the rain sounds at all. Doesn't matter. He needed them.
Our minds are troubled. Our minds, like, I don't know. I mean, I would think, like, as much as I know about you, Rebecca, like you would be the same. But I guess music doesn't.
No, music for me. Yeah,
music doesn't do it for me. Like,
music does it for me.
Like, I need help sleeping. Like, I can't sleep
You
without
know,
assistance.
whose song is it? I Wish It Would Rain. If you ever listen to that song and listen to the meaning, it was like from a time where that's when the civil rights stuff was going on. If I'm not mistaken, it was around the time when after Martin Luther King got killed, but something else, because they broke it down and I heard the breakdown of it. But that song, I really think it speaks to a lot of black men, because it's a lot of other people that I know that listen to the rain sounds,
the
thunderstorm
Temptations.
sounds,
Yeah.
Temptations. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
That they have to have that playing, like always.
I know that song and I do like it, but like I could hear that song playing while I sleep. But it's like the rain sounds. Like yesterday night was natural. I love rain sounds. Like yesterday was thunder and all of this. And I know I live high up, so I seen all the lightning and my little place was rumbling. But Dwayne. Somebody said Dwayne gets the rain sounds whenever he speaks.
The rain sounds and the thunder and all that is good for other stuff too.
So
on Saturday Night Live, they want Dwayne to speak. You see that shit?
This is facts. Like what Dwayne just said is facts, though.
You ain't gonna turn. He ain't gonna turn the after party and the pager party into his OnlyFans.
Into the boom boom room.
Set up your own OnlyFans, Dwayne.
You see how he didn't say nothing to what was said, and he just added to it.
I was gonna say something, but I was like, you know what? Let me shut the hell up.
Here's Dwayne's like, look,
watch the screen.
That rain and thunder. All right, let's play this clip. Saturday night.
Thunder is good for something else too.
We are not.
That's not what we asked, but you're right.
You know that rain and thunder good for something else too.
with a little bit of country other too.
I know.
Saturday night. Elon Musk, billionaire and villain. I don't see.
Then gonna get that story in.
Gonna get it in.
No, I want y'all to see this because it was a mess. He said they did a skit and it was pretty bad. It's called Gen Z Library, and just look at it because they're trying to label AAVE, or trying to label how we talk as Gen Z speak, and if a library was or a hospital, I think. Well, let's play the clip. Watch the clip. So
minstrel show.
I want to grab the black sister who was in that clip and be like, "Hey, sis, for real? That's what we letting them do now? Because it was supposed to be."
You ain't watched Saturday Night Live in a long time, yeah.
I don't. I can't. It's been garbage for years.
Keep it going. It's been good. Got good through the pandemic. Last season, this season, Keenan keeps it going, and then there's the guests that they've had. Like over the past few years,
because he knew better. He knew.
Keenan got big things now. He got his own TV show now. He said, "I'm making moves now. I ain't got to see y'all motherfuckers."
Keenan knew. Keenan was like, "I don't want to be a part of that sketch," because it was.
What's so great about Elon Musk though, and I say this, you guys, I say this
right.
Utmost. Who? Why? Like I don't know.
Because he's a billionaire.
That's what I've always wanted to know, because I see his name being thrown around everywhere, and I know his name in correlation to Tesla. He's like the creator or CEO, whatever, of Tesla. That's all that I knew. And when did he become part of the culture, or when did he become part of other conversations outside of
Tesla and SpaceX?
Tesla. Is he dating a model? Is he dating like an IG model? Is he?
Oh, I know what it is.
What happened?
The Dogecoin thing. The Dogecoin thing that started out as some fake currency and now has become real. Crypto. Yeah, that's where it came from. Because honestly, that's my thing. Like,
that? Or he pushed it, or he's the.
I want to say that. Dwayne, did he create it? I don't think he created it, but I think he started it out as a joke, and now it's real.
I remember I seen.
Yeah.
And then after he got on last night, it dropped. like a rock.
Yeah, it dropped like
A
30,
rock.
30 points or something.
Yeah, it did.
I mean, the real answer
Wow.
is that he's got publicists who are trying to help rehabilitate his image because he's just a billionaire who supports coups. Like he supported the Bolivian coup in order to get access to their lithium. So for his cars, for Tesla, right? He's a villain. So is goddamn Jeff Bezos. But they got enough money to get the publicists to put them on these shows and to try to.
Are they
make them
trying
seem
to
like
give
they're-
him that sex appeal that they used
I
to
don't
give
know.
white rich men back in the day?
I
Because
don't
it doesn't
know.
work in this day and age. Because that's what I'm feeling like. I'm like, because he's younger, or is he younger? And he's, or I really want to know where we're going with Elon Musk. He has a beautiful name too, but what
somebody
else
said
is
it
it?
good?
Like, he sounds like
somebody said it in the chat real good. He is the real life Tony Stark.
yes, I can see that.
Fact.
I can
He's
see
real
that.
life Tony Stark. That's exactly
and Tony
what he
Stark,
is.
Nobody liked him.
Without the
Nobody liked
charisma.
Tony Stark.
He's Tony
Yeah,
Stark
because
without the
what he was at the beginning of Iron Man, he was a damn arms dealer. Remember,
Yeah.
he made all those weapons. Yep.
So that's what Elon Musk gives me. And his, and his name, like I said, it's a beautiful name, but it sounds like something Elizabeth Taylor would have created for like 3 generations of grandmothers ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
he's
it's not. He doesn't give me like, hey, that's Elon Musk and he's doing this for the community and this and that, and he needs to be on SNL, and I got to watch it.
Well, because they're separating. They don't like there was a time where you actually had to be interesting to get these platforms. Now you just have to be
That's why I'm
rich.
confused. Like that's
Now you
why
have
I'm
to be
confused.
rich, and it's not like we
part
haven't
of it,
had
I
rich
think,
people.
too, is the Mars thing and his so much stuff that he's doing with SpaceX. But I'm just like Elon Musk, like, bruh. Sorry,
But
not live. Y'all tripping.
That's again like that's just because Elon Musk is a moron. Like if you watch him on Twitter and you listen to what he actually has to say, he is not smart. He just was born rich. That's it. He was born rich. His daddy, like he owned emerald mines in Africa, and they exploited Africans for their wealth, and that's what he was born into, and that's what he grew everything off of. And so, yeah, he is like the financial backer and founder of SpaceX, and that gets a lot of people excited because a lot of people want to go to Mars and they want to do all these kind of and I'm that type of guy. Like I'm the type of guy who always like when I saw James, when I saw your ceiling, first thing I thought about was like soaring through the universe. That's kind of the way I think. But Elon Musk is like, he's just a dude whose daddy was rich and he used his money. I think he helped start PayPal, made his first $1 billion there. And
he helped start PayPal?
Yeah. So he's been in the tech industry for a while. So he's done some things, but he's not a cultural icon that they're trying to use their money to make him a like no, bro, just go enjoy your money and throttle back, because what he actually does to people, that's the problem. Like don't put somebody on television who is supporting overthrowing a democratically elected government in Bolivia. Like don't do that Saturday Night Live.
So yeah, don't do that Saturday night. And also don't do that. Don't disrespect us and how we speak and for our culture. That was a whole, that whole segment gave me what we were just discussing about TikTok and how they profit off of us just being us. They will profit off of just taking our voices and making it a joke. It's a joke to use things or words that we use. And did you just even listening to them say the words? And it almost made it seem like when you speak in that way, you are not smart. You don't have,
it's like, mocking. It was mocking.
It was mocking. And then with him, that's why I said, does he talk like that? Cause he was giving it like, what I'm saying, like he gave it a different, like a voice tone. So it was confusing me. So I don't like it. SNL has gotten things wrong a couple of times, not a couple, more than a couple, and they've gotten things right as well. So it can't be when, to make fuss and crack at Donald Trump, and call things out then, but then other things that are issues too, you don't say anything about.
Did they have Donald Trump? Who was that had Donald Trump on? I think it was Saturday Night Live, and they did the parody of Drake's song. anyway, yeah, no, they put anybody up on Saturday Night Live and they just think, I don't know. I haven't watched it as a regular watcher in at least 20 years. I just catch the clips on TV now.
Oh wow!
Whatever.
Now
On-
I
on
will
the
say
internet.
it's been good. They've actually tackled a lot of issues over the last year. Daniel Kaluuya been on. They've done a lot.
Chappelle.
I will say that they
Now, the Chappelle
my
comeback.
God,
That was
Chappelle's
good.
monologue was the best I've
Was
seen.
that on the same?
long time.
Was that on the same one, or was that like something that?
No, it was years before. Like
No,
back-
because
back-
somebody was saying something about on Twitter about they were relating the Elon Musk thing with Dave Chappelle. Do you guys know the correlation with that?
Oh
there should-
no,
I don't know
definitely
what
no
correlation,
correlation.
'cause Dave Chappelle is actually talented.
Chappelle went on and just murdered all of it.
Oh my God!
Last
Because he
night,
came back.
Chris Rock been on.
Yeah. And Matt, actually, the morning
Issa Rae,
after,
like they've had a lot of, my God, man. I just think
the
about
morning after the election, the 2016 election, or the Saturday after the 2016 election when Trump was elected, that's when they had Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock on the same episode. It was really good because they're talented. they actually have a skill set in comedy and humor versus somebody who just has enough money to buy their appearance on Saturday Night Live. So that's
because I really think Elon has bought that appearance because I see no point of him being on there. It was pointless as hell.
Yeah, and it was that's why I was really confused. I'm like, okay, I know that it's almost like saying that they were gonna get, but I wouldn't be shocked if Saturday Night Live did that, if they haven't already, taking one of the activists and putting them in those roles and not doing any real activism skits or making it make sense. You know what I'm saying? So
So folks, we just were talking. It's almost 11 o'clock around here.
and that's why I'm working at the same time. If you guys see my head down, I'm literally working.
We playing around. We got, and I know at any moment now, some kids, now that they know that I'm healthy, they're gonna be knocking on my door in a few seconds, telling me to come out. Let's go out with this real quick from you got it on the screen already. Somebody said they thought they recognized the look that I was making on our cover. All our stuff, all of our Like It or Not stuff. This is me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you have to see it from for those of you who are listening on the podcast on the screen right now is I'm sorry, y'all have to forgive me, but I've never watched a single episode
of Game of Thrones.
So I don't even know who this is.
Freaking frat being, bruh.
I've never who is this guy on the screen?
Me and you together. Don't worry, I'm right here with you.
You and Rebecca.
I never got into it, and not because the world wanted to push me in that direction. I just never thought that it would be something that interested me. Somebody told me to watch House of Cards, though.
I've never seen House of Cards. I don't watch TV though.
It's pretty good though.
I don't watch a lot of TV at all ever. But no, thanks to Mark from Australia. He's really Johnny on the spot with getting these memes up of
Ned
us.
Stark. That's who it is. People, if you're listening right now, Ned Stark. That's who they have being compared to.
Somebody said that this is Lord of the Rings. See, I haven't watched Lord of the Rings either. I said Game of Thrones. But it's the same actor. It's the same actor. That's the actor. Like I've seen enough memes on the internet of Game of Thrones to know that he was in Game of Thrones. So that's Ned Stark from Game of Thrones, but the scene is from
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. One does not simply whatever. But okay, so that shows you exactly how much TV and stuff I do not watch or movies.
But everybody else got it, and that's what matters. It's not about us, man.
Rebecca, you got the lights off?
Rebecca, that's how my OnlyFans gonna look the way your picture coming through right now.
Man, shut the hell up.
I didn't even know I was off. Well, that's my cue, guys.
That's our cue.
Love you. Thank you for being with us. Happy Monday.
Bruh,
and make sure
I hate Dwayne, dude.
Make sure you become a patron and you get your mamas and them to become patrons and follow Like It or Not on patreon.com/Like It or Not. I love you guys. Mean it. I am slow key.
Rebecca is going to work. All right.
I am out.
That's all I got
to notice. I was working the whole time. But yes.
Oh Lord, James, it's in your hands. We'll see everybody in the morning.
I love
See y'all in the morning, y'all. Gonna give y'all a couple of seconds and then I'm out too. I got 8 minutes to put all this stuff away and log into the computer. Yay me. But we do thank y'all so much for tuning in today to Like It or Not. You too can also join the after party on a regular basis. Just become a patron. Patreon.com/Like It or Not. Patreon.com/Like It or Not. Go ahead, join, get access to the private parties and everything, y'all. Like it or not, y'all. We will see y'all soon. And don't forget, before you go, to subscribe to the Like It or Not YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe so you know when Like It or Not is going down, y'all. And soon we'll be moving over to that Like It or Not channel. So go ahead and make sure that you subscribe right now, y'all. All right. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Deuces.
Some booty shots and live villa. You just wanna make a rapper beat like Dilla. You ain't the nice radiator. Cause up close, baby, you a ghost. You a demon, and you should float. Get out the way and just go, and just go, and just float.